Welcome to the lounge. My name is Lee Harris, and this is the Lee Harris Show. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. It is greatly appreciated. From time to time, if you would like to stop by and see what we have going on and you like what we have to offer, then like and subscribe below. Okay, so there's a lot going on in the entertainment, sports, politics world. And if you're here for the buffoonery and the nonsense, then you're definitely at the right spot, okay? So before we get started, drink of choice tonight is Don Julio Primavera. Done a review on it. You know it. I like it. It's one of the good tequilas. Okay, so in the news, this chick was lying. Okay, backstory. You guys already know that I covered a story, the Carlee Russell young lady. Now, she was allegedly kidnapped while she was riding on the freeway, and according to her story, she seen a toddler walking alone on the freeway, and at that moment she stopped, pulled over, and that's when, while she's seeing this toddler, she called 911 and said, hey, it's a toddler on the freeway, and they were sending someone out. She called her brother's girlfriend or wife and told her the same story, and then she heard a scream and she was kidnapped. And when the cops arrived, they found a wig, her phone, an Apple Watch, AirPods, and so there was people searching all over for this young lady. Searching, and I even said, it's a sad story. I hope this young lady comes home safely to her parents. And I mean, people were genuinely concerned. And for those who haven't heard the story, this young lady is African American, and people were genuinely concerned, and the police were searching for. I mean, there was videos put out of the freeway, and one of the things in my mind was like, when I seen it, I wanted to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but when I seen it, I was like, oh my gosh, like all those cars and nobody saw a thing. All those cars, and she decided to stop. Like, everybody just rolled past this toddler that was riding on the freeway. Her mom gave a statement. Oh, she was just getting off work. She stopped by a restaurant to get food for herself and I. And yeah, and was genuinely concerned. Well, come to find out, the heifer was lying. It was, okay, come to find out, allegedly she's lying. Guys, when I say I am so disappointed, I am so disappointed. So what we're gonna do today, we're just gonna break down the timeline of the Carlee Russell case. And again, just a little background, she was studying to be a nurse. She can sweep that under the rug because that's not happening. So we're gonna go through the timeline about the case, and then we're gonna talk about it, okay? Okay, so police, and I just want to, for those who are new, this is the picture of the young lady. Police investigators in Hoover, Alabama have put together a timeline of roughly 50 hours during the Carlee Nicole Russell, a 25-year-old nursing student, was missing after she called 911 last week from the side of the highway. We pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work until the 911 call, Hoover Police Chief Nick Desert said at a news conference on Wednesday. Russell briefly recounted her ordeal to investigators after she returned home on the night of Saturday, July 15, 2 days after being reported missing. And here's what we know so far. So I want to pause that because, again, we established that she allegedly is lying. But the return home was crazy, and we'll get into it because it was something dealing with her parents going to the Red Roof Inn. She showed up at the house by herself. They took her to the hospital. And again, it's just as more information is coming out, you see, oh, okay, yeah, this was fabricated, okay? the days before Russell's disappearance, okay? Police on Wednesday listened to some very strange online searches that Russell made in the days leading up to her disappearance. The search queries included: on July 11th, 7:30 a.m., do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? July 13th, 1:03 a.m., how to take money from a register without being called. July 13th, 2:13 a.m., Birmingham bus station. July 13th, 2:35 a.m., one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville with a departure date of July 13th. July 13th, 12:10 p.m., the movie Taken. Before her 911 call, Thursday, July 13th, 8:20 p.m., Russell left her workplace in Birmingham about 10 miles from Hoover at around 8:20 p.m. local time, Hoover police said. Russell then ordered food from a nearby business at the Colonnade shopping mall and picked it up, police said. She stopped at a Target on Highway 280 to buy some granola bars and Cheez-Its. She stayed in the parking lot until 9:21, according to police. Russell's 911 call. Thursday, July 13th, 9:34 p.m. Just after 9:34 p.m., Russell called 911 to report a toddler on the highway, saying she had stopped to check on the boy. Police said while she was on the phone with a dispatcher about the toddler, Russell traveled in her car about 600 yards, the distance of about 6 football fields, Darcy says. Excuse me. Russell disappears and is reported missing. Thursday, July 13th, 9:36 p.m. After her 911 call, which lasted less than 2 minutes, Russell called a family member, police said. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m., police wrote on Facebook. The family member on the phone with Russell lost contact with her during the call, but the line remained open. Hoover Police Lieutenant Daniel Lowe said Talitha, Carlee's mother, told reporters that her daughter was on the phone with her sister-in-law at the time that her voice dropped out. Russell's mother then called the police and said Russell had been on the phone with a relative and that relative had heard Russell scream. Hoover officers arrived on scene with 5 minutes of being dispatched. Police said Russell was gone, but officers found her car, cell phone, wig, and purse. Her Apple Watch was in the bag. The snacks she had purchased at Target were not in the car or at the scene, police disclosed. The 49 hours during which Russell was missing. After returning home, Russell gave investigators her account of what happened on the night of July 13th. She said a man came out of the woods and mumbled that he was checking on the child, she said. According to police, Russell told officers the man then forced her over a fence and into a car. Russell said the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of a trunk with the man, who Russell said had orange hair and was accompanied by a woman. She also said she could hear a baby crying. Russell told police she escaped but was recaptured and put into a car and blindfolded, Russell said. She was then taken to a house where she was undressed. The next day, she said the woman fed her cheese crackers and played with her hair. Russell said that at some point she was back into a vehicle. She claimed she was able to escape while it was in West Hoover area and ran through the woods to get home. A massive search was launched after Russell was reported missing. The search involved local, state, and federal agencies, police said. A large group of volunteers organized by Russell's parents also assisted in the search effort. On Saturday, Hoover police released a new photo of Russell in an effort to drum up more leads, and a reward totaling at least $50,000 was offered for her safe return, which included $20,000 from an anonymous source, $5,000 raised by Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama, and $25,000 from real estate company Keller Williams. Russell is found alive. Saturday, July 15, 10:45 p.m., Russell returned home on foot about 49 hours after she went missing. Police received a call around 10:45 notifying them of her return. Officers and medics responded and Russell was taken to a hospital for evaluation. Hoover Police Captain Keith Kezabaugh said, "The investigation is not over." Darcy said, "We are still working the case and we're working the case until we uncover every piece of evidence that help us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing." Okay. To me, it sounds like the story was fabricated. Okay. And again, I'm not allegedly fabricated. Now, who Who Googles, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? Who Googles one-way bus ticket or movie taking? Who Googles all that? And I'm not sure what the purpose is or what the purpose was for this young lady, or her intentions. Was it to just get the attention of the world? Because she did do that. Or is this woman mentally ill? And right now the story is unfolding and it's still an active investigation. But my thing is, being black is already hard, okay? And so for you to go and fabricate and make up this whole story, a black woman, and make up a whole story, like, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Next time a black person go missing, they probably gonna assume that they lying. They are lying just like this person. Now, again, this is all allegedly. And I do want to state, if Miss Russell is lying about her kidnapping, then she should be charged. She should go to jail. Because this was people's valuable time searching for you. You had people donating money. Now, and then my thing is, was she trying to collect the money? I don't know. Are her parents involved as well? Because it sounds so, at first it was like, oh gosh, this poor woman. But then as I started to unfold and then the video came out, and it was like, all these cars was passing by. No other cars stopped. And if she seen the toddler, other cars would have seen the toddler, and I believe other cars would have stopped with her as well. But again, it just seems, now that all this is coming out, it just seems like she wanted a little attention. She got it. She now has it. But it's not going to be the attention that she wants if they find out that she's lying. Because my thing is, what was the purpose? Then the timeline says she bought the snacks from Target. However, the snacks were gone. Were you running away? Was this 20-year-old running away? And she took the snacks? And then her wig was left, her phone was left, her AirPods was left. Because if it was a robbery, they would have taken those things. Apple phone can easily run you $900 some. A watch can easily run you $500. So my thing is, what was the purpose? Like, she wasn't robbed. Now, at first I was like, dang, they kidnapped this young lady. She's probably gonna be into, sex trafficking. Now, in her story, she said they undressed her. They undressed you and did what? So when you went to the hospital, did she get a rape kit done? Did they show sign of rape? And so I have all these questions because, and then you said the man had orange hair, and then it was somebody in the trunk with you, and it was a woman, and they got there and fed you cheese crackers and played with your hair. Now, from my understanding, when you wear a wig, it's usually braided down. So did they unbraid your hair and play with your hair? Or were they playing with the braids? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I am very disappointed that allegedly this young lady lied. Because if she lied, it's going to be hard for those who are really out here missing. Whether you're white, black, it's going to be very hard. And again, I will state that if she is lying, then she should be charged and be under the jail. Because this was manpower. People spent time, people spent their money looking for you. And then to come to find out it was a fabricated story. The coincidence of her Googling all those things prior to getting kidnapped. And again, maybe it's a mental issue. Maybe she needs to be evaluated mentally. However, if as the story unfolds and it is determined that she was lying, then the young lady should be charged and prosecuted. And that's just my reasoning behind it, because I mean, this was whole news story. People were reporting, praying for her to come home safely. And if she fabricated the story, then she should definitely be charged and prosecuted. Okay, guys, as more of this story unfold, I will definitely be bringing you the latest news. And always, for one of my loyal listeners, I hope to have you on the show with me one day so we can discuss topics, important topics, or topics that you feel that are important. And guys, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and until next time, have a great night.